Imagine you're Doctor Who showrunner Chris Chibnall. It's horrible, I know, but just try and imagine this hypothetical situation. You're a Doctor Who superfan, ever since the classic series, even representing the Doctor Who Appreciation Society and going on TV to argue over a Colin Baker episode with some old dudes.
Well, not only that, but it was also very cliched. It was very routine, running up and down corridors and silly monsters.
Looking good, Chibs. Then, after the massive success of your show Broadchurch, Stephen Moffat steps down as showrunner and you're offered the job, a total breath of fresh air, armed with all of the creative decisions, the beloved TARDIS, the lore, the universe, and of course, the first female Doctor. The potential for you to continue the legacy of the show has never been so opportune. Chris made this the worst written, the most bland, and the most uncharacterful series of Doctor Who there ever has been. The critics pan you, the fans roast you, you become a joke. Backwards characters, uncreative creatures, and a final episode so anticlimactic it makes Game of Thrones Season 8 look like the final season of Breaking Bad. What's worse is your first female Doctor being so terribly written and acted, it proves the haters right, continuing to fuel their egos over the BBC's woke agenda. So how do you come back from this? Well, you look at the feedback. What do people want from a great series of Doctor Who? They want to escape. Fantasy and science fiction has always been an escape from the shittiness of the real world we reside in. With a great cast of characters to keep you company, compelling villains, scary monsters, brave new planets and time periods, and a series art that keeps you compelled throughout the entirety of the 10-week run. And of course, always time for a few fan favourites here and there. Perfect. You know how to improve now, Chris. You know what the people want. Series 12 is going to win back everyone. You genius, you. They'll hail you as a god in the Doctor Who community. Russell and Stephen will have nothing on you, hotshot. And it works. People are pleasantly surprised. You're a hero, Chibs. You took in all the feedback and won those Whovians right back into your hands. Pat yourself on the back. You deserve... Oh, wait. Chris? Can I have a word with you for a second? Yeah. Sorry, Chris. Just... See, we gave you this list of things to improve, but it seems like... No, listen, Chris. What the fuck is going on? You see, Chris, it seems as though you're a fucking idiot. Out of that checklist, all you've been capable of doing was capitalising on those fan favourites. You somehow missed everything else out. And you think that makes your Series 12 better, don't you? Well, it doesn't. Fan service doesn't mean shit. Oh, you have an arc too? Well, that doesn't mean shit when you don't have anything else around it to support it. Where are your compelling characters, your interesting worlds and monsters? Cybermen, no, Chris, Cybermen aren't interesting when you write them in the same way a 5-year-old would make up a story while playing with his Cybermen action figures. That's who this series is for, Chris. 5-year-olds. And you know that, don't you? Let me calm down for a second, Chris. See, people online and people I know have loved this previous season Doctor Who. Puzzled over my personal lack of enjoyment, I asked what they liked about it. Almost every time they say any of these phrases: Jodie, Jack, Cybermen, Master, Gallifrey. Oh, cool. Was there anything else that you liked? Did Jodie Whittaker's Doctor improve over the previous season? Did any of the companions surprise you? Silence. See, I believe Series 12 is plagued with a case of fan service-itis, where people are so mesmerised about everything nostalgic or familiar, the member berries, if you will, that they ignore the shittiness of the entire show. Look at how the Star Wars and Jurassic Park franchise have used nostalgia to cloud our judgment of the actual substance of the movie before us. In Series 11, Chibnall wanted to have a fresh start by introducing new monsters and not bringing back any familiar. Well, yeah, that's fine as long as it's well written and fun, but it wasn't. Even here, bringing back stuff people like is of course making people turn their heads to the show, but not for the right reasons. Hell, Series 12 is trash, but I prefer it to Series 11 because it doesn't have an arc and things I like, but they aren't held up by anything interesting or something I can sink my teeth into. Nothing tangible. Jodie Whittaker's Doctor still can't act well and feels like she's literally reading the script for the first time before shooting the scenes. Pick any other actress on screen now, and I swear to God they would do so good. So amazing. So much better than Jodie Whittaker. It would be amazing seeing these people, but no, we had to stick with Jodie Whittaker, who really isn't giving a very good impression. Plus the companions still have nothing to do. Even Bradley Walsh just looks disinterested all the time. The episodes are full of plot holes, bad editing and hand-fisted exposition which anyone could write. Now I'm not saying to avoid fan service completely, as the show has definitely used it well in the past. It's how you use fan service. So listen up, Chibs, you virtue signalling moron, I'm going to tear you a new arsehole.
Very much what the audience is expecting.
I first caught whiff of all this in the opening story, Spyfall, which brought back the Master. Awesome! Or was it? This is where I realised where the series was going and what Chibnall was up to. The reveal is the worst executed scene I've seen in Doctor Who history.
Oh! That's my name, and that is why I chose it. So satisfying. Doctor, I did say look for the spy master. Or should I say spy master?
That doesn't matter according to fans because the Master is back!
Master.
But the biggest standout of this crime has to be Series 12, Episode 5, Fugitive of the Jadoon. There's the first offence, the Jadoon are back. But from the title of the episode, this seems fine. The Jadoon will be the vocal antagonists, or, since they are supposed to be the police, the focus of the story. Cool. So all we need is Vinay Patel to write a compelling and fun story with our old favourites and... Oh no, that's a writing credit from Chris Chibnall. Oh god, oh no! The episode starts off harmless, and I'll admit I enjoyed it up until a point. It feels so much like a Russell T Davies episode, a small threat in a small village with the Doctor and his friends problem solving, having to find the criminal who the Jadoon are after. We know of course that it's this dude, but they don't, and neither do the Jadoon. That's fun. Just like the Series 3 episode, Smith and Jones. It's all coming together, guys, it's all coming together. But, I did say I enjoyed this episode to a point. See, not even halfway through this episode, it becomes less self-contained and Jadoon-centered when Chibs decides to force in a whole host of fan service and other shit at us. Jack Harkness comes back. Cool. Why? To warn us of something that will happen in the future? With the Cybermen? Then he leaves us and apparently won't be back until the next series. Okay, well that was distracting. Well then we get to return to the Jadoon eventually and get on with what's happening with them and I see. Oh, so apparently this woman is the fugitive of the Jadoon, and she uses that thing where you can turn yourself from a Time Lord into a human to disguise yourself. You know, that thing from Series 3, Human Nature, Family of Blood, you know? Oh, this woman is the Doctor? Okay. So what about Jack and the Jadoon? Why does it feel like the episode has totally shifted in tone of the story? Why does my head hurt? Why are the painkillers not working? Should I take more? It says 2 every 4 hours. Well, this episode is such a headache, I guess another 16 won't hurt. See, Chibnall really throws shit at the wall here, without any substance at all. Let's count down the references, yeah? Okay, so we got Jadoon, the classic line, a Jadoon platoon upon the moon, nanogenes, Jack, the Cybermen, the Time Lord to human headband technology thing, a classic series TARDIS, another Doctor, I guess that counts, Gallifrey, Master, and the Daleks, to name but a few. Meh, say what you will, but this episode is a mess. It doesn't know what it wants to be, but it keeps you entertained with its collection of name-dropping and familiar faces, didn't it? It did. I know it did. I can see you enjoying it. Stop enjoying it. This series just doesn't want to take a break and let things sink in. It wants to rush from one reference to the next so you don't have any time to sit back and think about what you just saw. What could have been a fun episode with the Jadoon quickly becomes a desperate attempt to shock you. I mean, after this episode, all anyone could talk about is Jack. It's throwing this stuff in midway through the season to keep you watching. Could this work? Maybe. Probably. I'm still watching. But none of the characters are interesting or relatable. The dialogue is so hammy, and the actors have nothing to work with. Hell, that's probably for the best because none of them Pa Walsh can act. Nothing feels consistent or risky or enjoyable. It's just safe. And you could say it's working because it's keeping fans happy, but that's just missing the point of what made this show so amazing in the first place.
It could have been a lot better. It could have been slightly better written.
It's all just so distracting. And that's not how to do fan service. There's a lot that can handle it very respectfully and find a way to fittingly pay homage. Dr. Sleep, the sequel to The Shining, was fairly effective at this in regards to its fan service of Kubrick's The Shining. The office scene, for example, wasn't so in your face at all, especially when you're engrossed in what the characters are doing and what they're saying. But when you start shoehorning stuff like this in, that doesn't make sense or just feels a bit too much, and it starts to come apart. Oh, and don't get me started on this. You know, like, come on, this is taking the piss a bit. This is a bit obnoxious. Come on, stop this. Come on, Mike. Come on, don't be a chib. Come on, Mike, please. Please, I like you, Mike, please. This is awful. Oh, God. But it gets people talking. It gets people buzzed. Chibs knows this, and he's manipulating all of you. He's throwing shit at the wall, and you're eating it all up. Look, have your Cybermen, have your Daleks, and your Candyman. Oh wait, the Candyman's not back yet. Oh, that's classic series. You know what, Chibs? Bring the Candyman back. You're missing a treat there. Get it? Guys, did you get the joke? You get it? Treat, Candyman treat, you get it? So, here we are, Chibby. I finally decided to stop watching Doctor Who. I've been watching the show since the revival with Christopher Eccleston, and I have so much to thank it for. It taught me how to craft interesting characters in my stories. It told me that I could leave the horror of the modern world and be transported to Satellite 5, Skaro, or World War II, where I can see fucking Spitfires take down a Dalek ship. Holy shit! I don't care what anyone says. That was amazing. But you've taken that away, Chibs. I want to like your show, but no matter how much fan service you throw at the wall, you won't win me back. I can see that you fooled a good chunk of the fan base, but not me. I want you to make this team interesting. I want you to gain amazing performances from your writing and create new memorable moments. And you forget what makes the show amazing in the first place. You can't fix everything by dangling John Barrowman in front of our faces, and until you realise that, you've lost someone who has devoted themselves to this show in so many ways. One person might not mean too much to you right now, but believe me, it's only a matter of time before everyone starts to realise this, and Doctor Who, one of the greatest sci-fi shows of our time, dies forever, and the blood will be on your hands.
But I still felt that story was fairly boring.